So, who's pumped up for the marketing sessions coming your way right now? Say yes. First up, we have the young gun from down under, Mr. Matt Lloyd. Now this man is bad to the bone. Takes number 2 in the futuristic marketing launch with over $300,000 in sales. First time he ever really went big like that, and he comes out just crushing it, crushing it. In the last 12 months, this young man has become one of the fastest growing entrepreneurs in this industry. The beginning of January 2011, he earned $900 that month in his business. Last month, he cleared $315,000. He's getting ready to come up and teach you exactly how he did it. Are you guys excited for that? Are you excited for that? Then can we make a ton of noise to welcome up the one and only Matt Lloyd? Give it up, my friends. Get on up here, buddy.
Thank you, everybody. On? Okay, perfect. Well, first of all, I got to thank Jonathan Budd, who, without Jonathan, I probably wouldn't be here tonight. Literally, he was the one who got my momentum started in this industry. And I can't see half of you because of the fog, but I know there's quite a few of you. This is definitely the biggest crowd I've spoken in front of. What I want to share with you tonight, we have an hour and 15 minutes, so I'm going to have to talk very, very fast. I have about 90 slides I've got to get through. And if you've ever been on one of my webinars, they can drag on for like 4 hours, so I'm going to talk very quickly. I want to show you what actually goes into building a business that's doing over $300,000 per month. How do you do that? How do you scale that quickly? How do you do that in 14 months? That's what I want to show you tonight. We're going to move very fast. You're going to get a lot of value. You're going to want to take a lot of notes. But this is basically what I want to share with you. So, 18 months ago, we're doing about $700 per month total in my business. Last month, $315,000 after refunds and everything. That's cash collected. What exactly happened? How is that possible? I want to walk you through step by step exactly what that looked like. This business really comes down to making offers, how well you can put together offers and make irresistible offers to the marketplace. I want to show you an example of an offer that has done $1,050,000 so far in my own business, and we're going to deconstruct it so you can see why it's so successful, and you can model it in your own business, really. Month after month, we keep on scaling and we keep on breaking our income records. Literally, like almost every single month, we will beat the last month. There's one thing that I do that every one of you could be doing, most of you aren't doing, that allows me to do that. I'm going to tell you what that one thing is. And I promise you, if you go home after this and you start implementing this one thing, your income will magically go up. It's almost like magic. What else? I'm going to show you how the numbers break down. So if you've ever wondered, what does $1 million business actually look like? You know, how many products are you actually selling? What different price points? I'm going to show you exactly what it does look like in reality. Half of my income comes from one source that you're probably not using. I'm going to show you what that is. Most people in our industry, they just completely ignore it. It's where half of my money comes from. And last of all, our plan is to scale to a $20 million company by the end of 2013. We're going to do it. It's not just a fantasy or an idea. We're going to do it. And I'm going to show you exactly how. So let's begin. Who here was at Unstoppable Millionaire Part 1? Yeah. If you could raise your hand. Just like, I can barely see you, but there's like 50 of you here, I think. I don't know if you remember it, but that was actually the first time I had ever been on stage. I'm a little nervous now. I'm okay. But back then I was terrified. Like when Jonathan asked me to speak on stage for about 2 months, every time I would drive to the office, I was practicing in my iPhone recorder my talk. I was so nervous about it. And that was my first time on stage. And I was doing okay at that point. My business was doing okay. $5,000 or $10,000 a month, whatever. I was supporting myself, but it wasn't doing anything like it is today. So what exactly happened? Well, this is where we were. I don't know the exact date of Unstoppable Millionaire. Maybe someone does and they can shout it out. But it was about 14 or 15 months ago. And this is around where we were. All right, you'll see this is what my business looked like. December 2011, I had my first $45,000 month. I get pretty excited by that. I think, well, surely this can't go on. That's like as good as it's going to get. After that, we keep on climbing. May 2012, we crossed $120,000. I start getting pretty excited at that point. I've got some momentum behind me, but it keeps on going. We actually have one or two bad months where we only do 50,000 or so, but then we step it back up. We cross $250,000 a month and then $300,000 a month. Now, I'm not showing you this to stand up here and talk myself up, because if you've met me, I'm a very ordinary guy. There's nothing I've got that each of you don't have. But I'm showing you this because I want you to see that it's possible. I guarantee, I don't know how many people we have here tonight, but I don't know, maybe there's 450 or so. There will be people in this crowd who 1 year from now, your business, you won't even believe it. It will pick up some momentum. You'll be clearing $100,000 months, and it will just take off. Okay, I promise you there will be people in this room 1 year from now, and you'll be doing it. However, I also understand that a lot of you might have came to this event and you don't necessarily have a lot of results up until this point. Maybe you're here and maybe you're sharing a room with several others because that's the only way that you could be here. And if that's you, I've been there. That's what I was doing throughout 2010. I would get to the events, I could barely afford it, but I would share with like 3 or 4 others. I would do what I needed to do to be there. And so what I'm saying to you is, if up until this point you've spent the last few years and you haven't had results yet, it's perfectly okay. My history is a series of business ventures that haven't done so well. And I want to walk you through just a few of them. This was my very first business. I started this when I was 9 years old. So I'm the youngest of 4 kids. I grew up on a farm in the outback of Australia. The local town at that time when I was 9 reached a population boom of about 35 people. I went to a primary school. The primary school, when I was about year 2, reached a height of about 52 kids. Things were going well for Lake Valley. And I lived outside of the town on this main road. And when I say a main road, I mean it actually had real bitumen on it. That was rare. Like most of the roads were gravel roads. And every 2 minutes or so, a car would drive by. This was like a highway out where in this area. Anyway, so me and my brother, I'm 9 years old, and my older brother, he's like 11, and we decided to start our own little potato shop, selling potatoes. So what we do is we get 2 pieces of tin and we spray paint on each one, Spuds for sale. And we put one 1 mile up the side of the road this way. There's our mailbox, and then we have another piece of tin, Spuds for sale. And so the cars driving by, they see this sign, and they see these 2 little kids standing next to an esky, little bags of potatoes. And I still remember the very first day, someone actually stopped, and they pulled into the driveway, and they actually brought a bag of potatoes. And they paid me like $3. And that day we got 3 customers, and we made about $10. And something magical happened. Like as a kid, I realized, okay, I can actually create my own financial results. So if you do have kids, I mean, I don't have kids myself, but if you do have kids, I think one of the best gifts that you can give to them is to encourage entrepreneurship. If they want to start a lemonade stand, really encourage that, because I probably wouldn't be here if this wasn't encouraged when I was a little kid. My next business, some of you may hate me for this, but I had another photo that I was going to share. Lucky I didn't show the other photo. But I used to I used to hunt kangaroos. Kangaroos, where I live, are a pest. They knock down all the crops, all the fences and everything like that. And the tourists would buy the furs. So I started a business selling kangaroo furs. Didn't last long, and just so you know, I don't do that anymore. When I was younger, I used to, but now I've developed a conscience. My next business, marron. Marron are like lobsters, and you put them in your farm dams. So my mum, she went and brought like 500 marron in this crate, little baby marron. And what my goal was, I wanted to breed them in this dam and then sell them to the other farmers for like food and stuff like that. They all died. They all died. The dam was too cold. We only ever caught one, literally one. I'm not even kidding you. They all died. Now, my next business after that, this is when I actually started getting some results. It's called Home Helpers. I went to university, and this is an older photo, and I started this little business called Home Helpers, where I would garden and I would mow lawns, I would clean houses, bathrooms, toilets. It wasn't a very nice job, but I would do it. And you know, throughout university, I went to university and I dropped out in my 4th year to do this whole online business thing. But I was doing finance, and I was going to be like some investment banker. That was my goal. And all the other students around me, they'd complain about how tough it is to be a student, and they would accept that if you're a student, you're struggling, you're poor. Whereas what I did is I went and printed up these flyers, and I went and handed them out in my local area. Before I knew it, I had more work than I could handle. I literally got referrals. If I wasn't studying, I was working. And what I would do, I would go and do 3 hours, right, pulling up weeds, whatever I did. And I would get a $50 note usually. They would pay me cash. Regardless of how much I got, I would then go to the bank that same day. I would do this 4 or 5 times a week, and I would make a deposit. So literally, if I had $5 in my wallet, I would walk into the bank and I would say, can I deposit this $5? So for about 5 years, I had this one bank account, and if you looked at the bank statement, you would see deposit or credit, 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 credit. You would not see one single debit. And within about 5 years, I'd saved up about $70,000. So I'm walking around university, everyone's complaining about how broke they are, and I've got $70,000 in the bank. And I understood from a young age that wealth, I could create wealth, right? I could determine my own financial outcome. But there was a slight problem. 2008, I set myself a target. I wanted to have a net worth of $100,000 by the end of the year. So I printed on a piece of paper, I will have a net worth of $100,000 by the end of this year. I will have a net worth of $100,000 by the end of this year. Literally lines and lines of it. And I printed off pages, and what I did is I stuck them all over the walls, even on the roof above my bed. So when I would wake up, I would see this was my goal. And it got to about September of that year. I've got $70,000 in the bank. I need to make another $30,000 by the end of the year. And I wasn't going to do it making, $15 per hour. I needed a new business model. So I go online, right? Like probably most of you, I go to Google and I type in something like make money online. I respond to an ad, put in my phone number. Some guy calls me back. I invest $2,000 into a business, and now I'm in this whole direct sales industry or network marketing. I didn't even know what network marketing was at the time. Now, shortly after that, I go to my first event, and they tell me, the founders, they're up there on stage, and they're telling me that if you want to make the big bucks in this company, you've got to go all in. You've got to invest another $24,000 US. Remember this time, this was when the whole economy went down the toilet, right? Things went really bad. So the exchange rate was really bad. If I made that same investment today, it would cost me about 23,000 Australian. But at the time, it ended up costing me $38,000 Australian. A big chunk of change. But I thought to myself, well, look, I've got a pretty good track record. I've had kangaroo fur businesses, marron farms. I can do this thing. So I invest, and for the next 9 months, I did not get a single sale. I dropped out of university. I'm in my 4th year. I'm 1 year away from graduating. And I do have a fairly promising career in investment banking. My grades were pretty good. But I walk out from that and I decided to go full-time into my online business, even though up until that point it's cost me well over 40 grand and I'm yet to make a single dollar. Like literally I have not made a single dollar. And I'm working full-time in this business too. Full-time. I quit everything. My whole gardening business, I'm just working full-time in this. But I kept at it, and September 2009, 9 months later, I get my first sale. My very first affiliate commission, I don't know if Tim Irway is here, the CEO of Magnetic Sponsoring, but my first affiliate commission was Magnetic Sponsoring. I promoted their ebook and I got a couple of $10 commissions. This wasn't that long ago. This was only really a couple of years ago. It feels like it was a lifetime ago, but it really wasn't. And see, guys, I got a little bit of results behind me, and I kept on going. Late 2010, I hear about this guy called Jonathan Budd, and I saw some video of him on YouTube, and he seemed like a pretty kind of out there guy, and I thought, well, I like this launch, I'm going to promote it. I promote Get Traffic, and somehow I come 10th in the whole thing, and I totally surprised myself. My first big success promoting a launch as an affiliate. Jonathan emails me, and at the time, I remember getting the email, it's like 5:30 a.m. in the morning. I don't know why I was up at that time, but I see the email, and I was shocked. I was like starstruck. I was like, oh my God, Jonathan Budd. And I replied back and I made a really big deal about it. But I was excited. And then what I did, guys, I went on a product creation rampage. I just shut everything off and I said I'm going to churn out a whole bunch of new products. And for about half a year, I just focused on product creation. I promoted my email marketing empire, a course on email marketing, right? So when you create your first product, you do it from experience. You've got, every single one of you, you've got experience in some aspect of internet marketing that you can create a product around. And that's what I did. That was my first product. How to build a funded proposal. So I was in direct sales and I'd learned how to build a sales funnel. And I thought, well, surely other people would like to know how to do that. So I made like an 8-webinar series on how to do that, and so on and so forth. Before I knew it, I've now got 4 products. I get invited to speak at my first conference, right? So you see how this happens. You get a little bit of momentum behind you, and if you want to get the attention of someone who's at the next level, like Jonathan was for me back then, you just simply get them results. Promote them in a launch, get them results. That's what I did. So Jonathan emails me one day. It's kind of funny. There were 3 people in the email conversation, and he says, do you two want to speak at my event? And I reply back in a private message, and I'm like, Jonathan, you weren't talking about me, right? You were talking about those other 2 people. He's like, no, man, I was actually talking about you. And my heart starts speeding up. This is like 3 months prior to this event. So it was a really big deal, but I thought, well, all right, I want to get to the next level, I'm going to do it. So I do. I go to this event, I speak, and guys, this is when everything changed. See, I had a little bit of momentum behind me, but this is what would take us to our first $1 million pretty quickly. I'd created these 4 programs, and I'd invested hundreds of hours of my time into creating them. And if you want to make a lot of money in this business, in our niche, it's quite simple, right? You find out what do people dislike about this business? What do they not like doing? Most people don't like creating products. They've never done it before. They don't have the time. It's very time consuming. So what I did is I came along and I said, look, you don't have to do that anymore. You can license my products. And if you sell any one of these 4 products, I will pay you 90% commissions. And people loved it. People started investing in my MOB license rights program. By the way, MOB stands for My Online Business Empire. That's the name of my business, My Online Business Empire. And it actually worked. People started making sales with this and getting results. I can stand up here all day long and tell you about how great it is, or I can make some videos and tell the market, look, you should really invest in the mobile license rights program. But at the end of the day, if it's between me saying that and a whole bunch of other people saying it, you're going to believe those other people, right? So as you build your business, make sure you get really good testimonials. They are worth their weight in gold. And I started getting a lot. Ordinary people started making money with a system that I had created and more. Literally, I have hundreds of videos of people. Most of these people aren't gurus. Most of them have never made commissions before, and they actually started getting results. So people started hearing about this, and they started thinking, okay, I'm going to learn more about this MOB license rights program. I did my first event in May 2012. Who here's done an event? Like not a whole lot of people, right? And I hadn't done one either, but I thought, okay, in order to get to the next level, I've got to do an event. So I'm terrified of doing an event because public speaking isn't exactly my forte. It's not something that I look forward to. But I decided, okay, I'm going to do my first event, and I've got two choices. I can set a deadline for about 4 weeks away and just do it, not having the slightest idea of what I'm doing. Or I can set the deadline, set the date for like 3 months from now and really plan it out. And I decided, what the hell, I'm just going to go for it and I'm going to see what happens. So we aim to fill this room, 50 people, $1,000 each. We do just that. First event is in San Diego. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know anything about AV or getting stages or finding hotels to do events. So for 3 days, I think this was like the most stressful 3 days. If you've ever done an event, you'll know what that first one's like. But I do the first event. September, I do the second. Who here was at Add the Nitros? Yeah, quite a few of you. Good. So that was my second event. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is it's like, this is all happening right now. This didn't happen 5 years ago. I'm going through this right now and I'm learning and discovering it. But you probably can't see that, but this is what happened over 14 months. You can see like we weren't doing much. We were only doing $700 or so in July 2011. And the numbers, just look at the numbers, how they went up. Went to 4,000, 8,000, 24,000, back to 13.5. And it just kept on going. Again, the reason why I'm showing you this is so you know this is actually possible. This can happen. This can happen in a very short amount of time once you get those leverage points right. Now, there's two things that will keep that from ever happening to you, right? And 99% of our industry do not really go anywhere because of these two things. The first one is perfectionism. We want to get everything perfect, right? So in creating that first product, you want to get it perfect. So you want to go and study and buy other information products and learn about, everything you can on that topic. You want to get it all perfect and you don't do anything. Your business doesn't move forwards. I think I was listening to like some audio training by Mark Hoverson before, and he said, perfection equals poverty. And I always remember hearing that. Perfection equals poverty. I spent the first 3 years in this business not really getting results because I didn't want to do anything that wasn't perfect. I didn't want to create a product if it wasn't going to be perfect. I did not want to do any event if it wasn't going to be perfect. So I ended up doing nothing. And my business really stayed in the same place, which was making no money. So you've got to get out of that. You've got to let go of being perfect. If you create something like a product and people don't like it, big deal. They're going to refund it. Who cares? Move on, right? I'm not saying that you don't aim to provide good value, but what I am saying is that don't get so hung up on getting everything perfect, because if you do, you're not going to move forwards. And the other one is procrastination. I think that if we had a contest, I would probably win it for the best procrastinator in this room. I am literally like the master at it. I can put stuff off. Ask Jonathan and Catlin organizing this event. They didn't get my slides until today, right? Like a few hours ago. And they told me about this 2 months ago. They're like, look, you got to get your slides to us. And I put it off. I just always do it. I'm so good at doing it that my business really struggled. That's why it did struggle for like 3 years. And I don't know if any of you guys struggle with that. Maybe I'm the only one. But if you've ever struggled with procrastination, you've got two choices. You can try and change your personality and you can change your character so you don't procrastinate. But that's very, very hard to do. It's very hard to change that. Or you can simply create circumstances in your business where it becomes irrelevant. Let me explain. Let's say you want to launch your first product. Here's how I approach it. I want to launch my first product, and what I do is I will go to gotowebinar.com and I will create a webinar registration page on a particular topic. And I will do that. It will take me about 15 minutes, and then I will send it out to my entire list. And I'll say, look, I'm going to do a webinar in about 3 days, and this is what I'm going to be teaching you. Now, notice when I hit the send button, I have no clue what the actual content is going to be. And some of you are laughing, but this is literally how I do everything in my business. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is how I have progress in my business. I will announce things long before I even have a clue what I'm doing. But now, guess what? I get 50, 100 people who register for that webinar. Now they're going to show up. And now there's two things that's going to happen. Number one, I'm not going to be prepared and I'm going to look like an idiot, right? I'm going to show up to the webinar and I'm not going to know what I'm talking about, and they're going to think I'm an idiot, I'm unprepared, and I don't want that because I care what people think, right? So the other outcome is that, look, I have this deadline in place. Tonight I'm doing a webinar. I've got 10 hours to go and I'm procrastinated up until this point. But I have to get something done. And if I don't, there's serious consequences. And somehow, magically, I always seem to get something done. This is how you create progress in your business. So if you suffer from procrastination like I do, again, got to have those self-imposed deadlines. And if you can do that, literally like that's how I run my entire life. If I don't have those deadlines, I won't do it. I need it. So that's one good habit to adopt. So, exactly what do you do to go from not making much to making more money than you could probably spend? Let's talk about it. Number one, here is the most important thing. You need to have a $1 million irresistible offer. You need to have an offer that is so irresistible to your market that people find it hard to say no to. And here's the thing, right? If you're going to go and launch a new offer, you've got a couple of choices. You can launch that offer and do a half-assed job of it and see if people buy it. Now, if no one buys it, there's two possible reasons. Number one is you had the wrong audience. Number two is you had a weak offer. So then what? Then you're back to the drawing board and you're going to do a brand new offer that's slightly better. And then you're going to launch it again. Right? But again, it could be the audience or it could be the offer. And you'll spend the next half a year screwing around trying to figure out what's the right offer. That's the very slow way of doing it. A much better way of doing it, when you create that first offer, create the very best version you possibly can. You can literally create a better version of it. You create an offer that's so irresistible and offers so much value, and it's such a no-brainer to your market that if people don't buy it and you're promoting it to the right audience, then you know, okay, bad idea, I'm going to go and do something else. Okay, and this will save you a lot of time. Here's an example, right? This one offer, as of tonight, I checked it before I actually came here. I was in my hotel room and I checked it. It's done about $1,075,000 as of today. One single offer in my business. So I think there's some value in me telling you why this is so successful. My main offer is this one here, the MOB license rates offer. And this, guys, this is the actual offer, and you want to be writing this down because there's a lot of value in knowing what exactly this is and modeling it. If you invest, here's the offer. If you invest $19.97 You can have a whole suite of really valuable, awesome products that you can offer to other people. You can make 90% commissions on those products. And every time you get a sale, Matt's phone team is going to call them back and offer them higher ticket programs on your behalf. And when they get a sale, you're going to get $1,200 commissions put into your pocket without lifting a finger. Why do you think that sells so well? Is that not an irresistible offer? I mean, people see that and they think, well, I love that. I love that. I don't have to go and create the products. I don't have to spend half a year or a year creating all the actual content. I don't have to create the sales funnels. I don't ever have to pick up the phone again and try and sell. Matt's team will do that for me. Most people who buy this, they're getting started. They haven't yet built up credibility around their brand yet. They don't yet have any results. So they can leverage mine. They don't yet have their own high-ticket programs to offer on the back end. So now they can suddenly offer mine. Is it any wonder that this one offer has done over $1 million? Right? That's an irresistible offer. Now, this is definitely something you want to write down. I first heard this from like John Carlton, I think, and it served me very well. Whenever I sit down to create a new sales webinar or a sales letter, or a new offer really, that's what it is, 3 simple steps. Here's what I've got. Here's what it will do for you, and here's what I want you to do next. So you explain like, look, here's the features, and here's how many modules, and you know, all the actual logistics, and then you explain the benefits. Look, here's what it will actually do for you. This will lead you to have a more fulfilling life, more time with your kids, whatever, right? The actual outcomes, the benefits, what they're actually buying it for. And here's what I need you to do next. You always tell them what to do next. You don't rely on them doing it themselves. You have a strong, solid call to action. Click that Add to Cart button and enroll right now. Go to the back of the room and fill out that enrollment form. Like, you tell them what they need to do next. Whenever you create an offer, this is really what it is. Quite simple. That's what it is. So, if you're wondering, what does a $1 million business actually look like? You know, the actual numbers of it. This is not made up. This is actually real life. This is what it looks like. You're going to have a simple front-end product. The purpose of that front-end product is not to make you a whole bunch of money. It's simply to acquire a customer. You see, the purpose of a sale is not to get you a customer, but rather the purpose of a customer. I stuffed that up. I got that around the wrong way. The purpose of a customer is not to get you a sale, but rather the purpose of a sale is to get you a customer. You see, once you have a customer, you should look at that customer as someone that you can continue to provide value to and who will keep on investing with you. We have customers in our database who've invested well over $30,000 in this past year. They started off as $10 buyers. You don't need too many clients and customers who invest that kind of money to start having $100,000 months. And that's what a lot of you might not have realized, but if you look at the people making a lot of money in this niche, that's what they understand. It's not about getting a whole bunch of customers, it's simply about going deep with the customers that you do have, finding lots of additional ways that you can help them. But anyway, we go out there and we get 60 customers. They buy our $47 product. We make about $3,000. Not a whole lot. In fact, that barely pays for our advertising. But we offer them an additional program, an upsell, $300. 1 out of 4 of them says, hey, yes, I want that. And they buy it. There's another $4,500. Okay, a little bit extra. We offer them a continuity program. So like for me, I have my inner circle, $97 per month. 30 of them say, yes, I'm in. There's $3,000 per month. We go back to those customers and we say, look, we have this additional program that's going to help you get X, Y, Z in your business. And 11 of them say, yes, it's $2,400. $26,400. We then cross-sell them into another high-ticket program. We say, look, this other program will help you get results in this program. This is how we do it. And keep in mind, we actually are providing them value here, because if you don't provide true value, they're not going to keep on investing with you, right? They'll buy your first product and they'll think, oh, this is shit, and then they'll just go and they'll never invest with you again, right? So you've actually got to give them some good value. I'm serious. Now, out of those 60, 4 of them say, look, I want to take this all the way. I want to go on your top coaching program. I know it's $6,000, but I want to work one-on-one with you, so I'm in. 4 of them say yes. There's another $24,000. We're at $87,000 per month now. Does anyone know how much you need to be making per month to make $1 million per year in this business? $84,000. If you're making $84,000, and that's a number worth writing down just for your own reference. If you're making $84,000 per month in this business, now you're operating $1 million business. So it's a good little target to aim for. Those in the MOB license rates program, this is essentially what they get. They get my entire funnel that they can promote like this. All the different products at all the different price points. I want to ask you a question. What is actually harder? I think I got this wrong, right? If you want to make $100,000 in this business, and you've got 2 choices. You can sell 10,000 ebooks at $10 each, or you can sell 10 coaching programs at $10,000 each. What's harder to make $100,000? Here's an ebook. This is one of my ebooks, right? I Am Revolution, $10. What's harder? If I go and sell 10,000 of these at $10 each, I'll make $100,000. Or is it easier to find 10 customers at $10,000 each? 10,000 customers or 10 customers? The 10 customers, of course, right? It's a harder, it's a more like involved decision to invest at that level, but it's worth it. You have 10 customers to deal with. Imagine from a customer support perspective, is it easier dealing with 10 or 10,000 customers? 10,000 customers, you trust me, right? That's a lot of support. You're going to have to hire someone for that full time. My point is, having your own high-ticket program, this is essential. You need one. All of you have one thing that you can offer, and that's your time, right? Your time. You can offer your time for a premium price. So don't tell me you can't offer a high-ticket program. You can. You can offer your time, right? They get 3 one-hour sessions with you per week for 10 weeks, and you charge $5,000 with that. You start scaling up, you start charging a lot more. But every single one of you could offer something like that. You can offer some done-for-you service where you build them a blog, or you build them something, right? That's what people truly want in this industry. They don't want to do the work. You offer them a done-for-you service and they will pay you premium prices. Or, my favorite, you license someone else's high-ticket program. Save yourself doing all the work, license someone else's. Is this, are you guys actually getting some value from this? All right, good. So, this one thing, you're going to hear this and you're going to think like, whatever, that's not that exciting. But this one thing alone, this is what keeps us scaling so quickly. Month after month, we keep on smashing our top income record. People ask me, how do you do it? It's simply this. Trust me, if you start doing this, your income, you do this every single month, 1 year from now, you're going to be making 10, 20, 30, 50 times what you're making right now. And that's the idea of having daily targets and actually knowing what your numbers are. I know exactly what my numbers are. If you start measuring exactly what your daily sales are, they will start going up. What gets measured gets managed. You start measuring this stuff and it will magically go up. What I want you to do is to write down Seriously, how much would you like to make in the next 12 months? Write that down right now. And then from that, work out how much would you need to make per month to do that. Divide it by 12. So for example, my big goal is to get to $20 million by the end of 2013. That's our goal. We need to be doing $45,600 per day from this point out. We've done about 1.8 million this year. We've just got some momentum behind us, and we are going to do that. Not straight away, but we will scale up. That's the goal. But I actually know what I need to be making per day in order to achieve that. Most people have no idea. So it's no wonder that they're not doing that well, right? You've got to actually know what you need to be doing. This is what I see when I log into my shopping cart every single day. And I do this, look, I do this about 15 times a day. Not to just look at my numbers, but just because my shopping cart, my email autoresponder, it's where I run my whole business from. That's where my list is, my main assets. So I log into it pretty often. As soon as I log into it, this is what I see in front of me every single day. Monthly payments collected. I see today's position. I know exactly how many sales we've made today. And I keep a very close eye on our monthly income. So if we get to the 15th of the month and we're at, like right as of today, let's say we're at $130,000, I know we've got to pick up the pace because our record is 315. That means that, see, my goal every single month, I have one simple goal. My goal is to beat my record. That's how I keep on scaling. I do $200,000 a month. Next month I want to beat it. And I keep on doing that. I compete against myself and I make sure I keep on beating it month after month. But if my record is $200,000 per month, I want to get to 300, I work out, okay, look, to do 300, I've got 30 days in the month. I need to be doing $10,000 per day. So if we get to day 3 and I'm at $25,000, I'm $5,000 behind my target. That means on day 4, I'm going to have a $15,000 day. See, I'm actually aware of this. Most people aren't aware of it. And some people might say, well, Matt, that's great for you. You've got sales, but what if I've got nothing? What if I'm not making sales? Then you especially should be watching your numbers. See, if you're making nothing right now, or you're making like a couple $100 per month, that's easy. Next month, your target is to simply beat that. You made $300 per month, or $300 last month, go for $500 next month. But actually be aware of it, right? You've got to be measuring it, because if you're not measuring it, you're not going to make progress. Most people, they don't measure it, right? They're not aware of where their business is at. You should see my dashboard. I've got like a whole bunch of stats. I know exactly how many leads we got that day, exactly how many sales. I'm very aware of the numbers, right? And trust me, you start being aware of your own numbers, it will magically go up. Your list. As of today, we're at about 108,000 subscribers. Now, in this niche, just so you know for your own reference, you're not going to keep them all, right? People get started in the home business industry and they quit a week later. So a third of them over time can disappear. So of that 108,000, I would probably have like 60 or 70,000 who are active. The rest unsubscribe. So don't be afraid of unsubscriptions. Now, as of today, it's like over $1.7 million so far. Now, the reason I'm not telling you this to talk about me. This is just for your own reference, so you know how the numbers break down. But this is how it actually works. Every email subscriber that you have on your list, if you market to them well, it's worth about $2 to $3 per month. So you have 100,000 people on your list, $300,000 months. You have 1,000 people on your list, well, if you're doing a good job, $3,000 per month. Might be higher, it might be lower, but on average, that's about what it is. And you know what? If you want to do, let's say you wanted to do $18,000 per month, it's actually quite simple. You want to write this down. Go for 500 leads per month. 500 leads per month. It's not a whole lot. 500 leads per month. Do that for 1 year. and you'll finish the year with 6,000 leads. You'll be making up to $3 per lead. There's your $18,000 per month. This is not as hard as you might think it is. But really, guys, it's not about the numbers. Do you know that in futuristic marketing, do you know who won that? Eric, right? Eric Worre. I came second. My team, not just me, but also my team, we came second. Now, my list is maybe 4 times the size of Eric's. Yet he gave me a good whipping, to be honest. And his list is not that big. But you see, Eric has got such a strong relationship with his list that when he promoted something, you know, they really took that as, all right, I better buy it. See, that's a perfect example. It's not about the size of your list, it's about the relationship. That's really what it is. Jonathan, look at Jonathan. Do you know that I made Jonathan a MOB licensee? I gave him the license rights program for free because why wouldn't I? He helped me so much. And Jonathan, I don't know if you can see that, but these are a few of his stats. He's promoted some of my offers a little bit over the past year and a half. In total, he's sent 3,686 clicks. So in other words, he sends out an email to his list and maybe 3,500 people click on the link and go to my website. Okay? Total commissions from that, almost $77,000. This is actually real stats. I took this yesterday. What that means is that for every click that Jonathan sent my way, it equaled about $20 to his business. That is, if you've been in the industry for a little while, you'll know that's pretty much unheard of. That's unheard of. Like $3 per click is impressive. $20 per click is insanely high. Does anyone want to have a guess as to why it's so high? Yeah, it's the relationship. Look what Jonathan does. I mean, most of his emails, he's sending the traffic to his blog, and on his blog he's got some really high quality content video. And he does a launch every so often throughout the year, but mostly it's content. Mostly it's good content. So when you're on Jonathan's list, you feel like you know him, even if you've never met him, and you respect him, you like him. So when he endorses something, you take that pretty seriously. And that's exactly what you want to do with your own list. So, investing in advertising. This is really what took me into the whole next level. You're not going to get to over $100,000 per month on free traffic. Forget about it. Free traffic really, I mean, it's okay if you're getting started, but look, if you want to scale and start doing big numbers, it's amateur stuff, right? You've got to start doing paid traffic. You really do. If you're wondering how much I spend on traffic per month, it would be over $50,000. Okay, over $50,000 per month, just buying clicks. But think about our revenue, right? Why you would want to do that, right? You would want to spend $1 on advertising and get $6 back in revenue. Most people don't think like that, and you've got to start thinking like that. See, free traffic, doing SEO and stuff like that, it's all good and well. But the problem is, let's say you're doing $10,000 per month and you want to double your revenue next month. Can you suddenly double your traffic with SEO? 1 month, from month 1 to month 2, you probably can't. That's kind of hard to do. But if you're doing paid traffic, it's pretty simple. Double your ad spend, right? And suddenly you've got twice as many customers. It's quite simple. So this, again, I don't know if you can see this, but have a look at our income. August 2011, it wasn't much, less than $4,000. We're spending about $2,000 in traffic. These are real numbers, by the way. And what do you notice? As I started spending more, we go up to $4,000, $5,000. Because in the beginning, I didn't have a whole lot to invest. But as I got more coming in from the business, I started to put more back into the advertising. And it went up and up and up. And notice that the income also went up. Okay, so the lesson here, guys, is that, look, you want to scale quickly, paid traffic. Go paid traffic all the way. Now here's the big secret. The big secret to doing well with paid traffic is lifetime value. As of today, we have about 6,000 credit cards on file in my business. And from my total revenue, that means that the average customer has spent about $300. Right? You've got to know these numbers in your own business. You've got to be aware of this stuff. That's your average customer lifetime value, $300. So what does that mean? Can I afford to go and spend $200 to get a customer? For example, this is a $10 ebook. Right now, we send out maybe 50,000 postcards around America, direct mail, getting sales for this. If I pay $200 to get someone to buy this for $10, is that a smart business decision? Yes, it is. Right? Because here's the thing, right? I lose $200 from the front end. I get $10 in revenue. They buy the ebook. So now I'm at negative $190. I've still lost $190. But over the next few months, I'm going to be making more and more offers to them. I'm going to have the email follow-up sequences, automated webinars, and so on. They're going to spend more and more, right? And on average, they're going to spend about $300. I paid $200 to get a customer. I made $300 from revenue. I'm $100 in profit. This is how you must think about your advertising, right? This is what I do. If you're wondering, where do I get most of my traffic from? This is really it. Number one traffic source would be the MOB license rights partners. Do you know why they send me so much traffic? Because they get paid better for sending me traffic than anyone else, any other offer they promote. They send me traffic and leads. They know I'm going to convert those leads into sales, and they're going to get paid very well, up to 90% commissions. So this is part of the reason why my business took off. Direct mail. We spend a lot of money on direct mail. $40,000, $50,000 per month, sending out these postcards all around America. Solo ads, banner ads, pay-per-click. You'll notice it's all paid traffic. I don't screw around with free traffic. You want to grow your business fast, go pay traffic. What's really important, let's say, guys, I want to tell you this because this is very important, and this is definitely something that you want to write down. Let's say you have a really good, irresistible offer, and you go and present it to the wrong crowd. For example, there's maybe like 400, 450 people in this room right now. Let's say that tomorrow I rented out a bus and I drove around the golf course and I was chasing down the golfers and I was saying, hey, get in the bus, get in the bus. And I rounded up like 400 or 450 of them, and there's a seminar room next door. And I say, look, there's a seminar on, come on, listen. And I got them into the room and I stood up there in front of them on stage and I told them about the MOB license rights program. Right? I said, look, hey, you can make a lot of money online. I'll pay you up to 90% commissions. You can have my phone team following up. I'd probably get some sales, but if I make that same offer in front of you guys, I'm probably going to do a lot better. Right? Because you're an audience of internet marketers and you see the value. You will immediately see the value, right? So that's what a lot of people don't get. It's not so much the offer. The offer is important, but even far more important is getting the right audience. So whenever you go and do marketing, it's all about getting the right audience in front of your offer. That's literally like half of the results you get will be from which audience you select. You want to go and do a solo ad or pay-per-click, don't get too hung up on what medium you do. It's more about what audience are you reaching, right? That's really what it all comes down to. Another one of my secrets, you want to start making a lot of money in this niche? The days of having one product and making a fortune are pretty much over. I create a lot of products. 24 products in the last 14 months. I don't know too many other people in this niche who churn them out as fast as that. But I work pretty hard at creating lots of products. Now that's good news for myself and the MOB license rights partners, because they get to market them all. It's kind of bad news for people who don't want to invest the time. You've got to have lots and lots of products to offer these people, right? They buy product A, you offer them 10 other products, and they take one or two of them. That's the secret, right? You've got to do lots and lots of products. Now, if you're wondering, well, look, what if I get a customer? At what point should I stop upselling them? At what point have I made too many offers? And I had this question myself, and look, here's the answer. You have no right to decide when they brought too much or too little. It's completely up to them, right? You have no right to say, look, I don't think I should tell you about this high-ticket coaching program because you've already invested too much. I see some people in this niche who do that, and they get too hung up on that, right? Don't think like that. I'm very aggressive with offering additional programs, and I don't apologize for that, right? I really don't. If they want to buy, let them buy. That's up to them. I don't judge whether, look, they've had too much or they've had too little. Here's an example. You can't see this, but this is my Gmail inbox, and it shows that, look, one customer joins my list. They opt in. 6 days later, they buy a product. They buy my inner circle, $97 per month. They immediately get offered an upsell to get a huge discount, and they say, excellent, yes, I want that, add to cart. They get offered the MOB license rights program, add to cart. They get offered a whole bunch of other stuff. Within 31 minutes, they've spent $4,429, right? Now, this doesn't happen every single transaction, but it does happen every so often. And the MOB license rights partner who got me that lead pockets about $2,500 of that. So they get an email from me shortly after saying, hey, just to let you know, you just made $2,500, and they get pretty excited about that. But see, that's what can happen in this business. And if you're timid about upselling, you won't see any of that. And you will be doing your customers a disservice because they want to buy. I brought products before from people in this niche, and I've been mad that they don't try and upsell me. I think, like, don't you have some coaching program I can join? I want to learn more, right? That's how you have to think about this. You want to know the big secret to the MOB license rights program? And I told you I was going to tell you where half of our income comes in, and this is it. Simple, right? Phone follow-up. Of the $315,000 last month, about half of that was sold on the phones. Most of you probably aren't doing much phone follow-up at all, and you are leaving a lot of money on the table. You really are. So you either start making calls yourself, or you find a phone team who can do it on your behalf. Okay, you want a good phone team, a good ethical phone team, but who knows what they're doing, and you want to incorporate this into your business, because if you don't, you are seriously missing out, guys. This is like, you probably can't really see it, this is like our funnel on the back end. They invest in the I Am Revolution $10 ebook. We follow up on the phone. We have a whole system for how we follow up. And I've been working on this for about 4 months now, fine-tuning it. It's not quite where it needs to be yet, but it's getting better and better. This is really our secret. This is what we have that enables us to keep on growing. We've got an awesome phone team. I've got about 8 guys on the phone. 8 guys I know really well, good guys, ethical guys, but I know them very well, and I work with them very closely, and they do all the calls in our business. This is what you need. You need this. See, a lot of people struggling in this niche, if I ask you, well, look, when you get a lead, what process do you take your leads through? I'll get a bunch of blank stares, because there is no process. They have an opt-in page, and that's it. You get a lead and you start sending them random emails. That's not good enough. This quote, I wrote this down when I first heard this, and it's, when I tell people this, they don't really, they don't often get the significance of it, but hopefully you do. A flawed process is better than no process at all. I first heard Rich Sheffrin say that, someone I've learned a lot from. Basically, the point of that is, look, whenever you go and do marketing in your business, you go and set up some sales funnel online, Even if you have a flawed process that you take your leads through to get them to buy, that's better than having no process at all. In other words, don't try and get something perfect. Half of my sales funnels that you see, they are, when I first put them online, they're embarrassing. They're half done, but we just do it that way because at least we have some process, and then we improve it as we go. You build the airplane as you fly it, right? You build this as you're doing it. That's really the secret. You want to see how we sell this ebook. By the way, we've sold about 4,500 copies of this $10 ebook. You want to know how we sell it? I'll tell you. Simple, right? We have a simple ad. This is one of my Mob License Rights Partners ads. Simple Facebook ad. Click here. They click it, an opt-in page. They hear about the whole goal. They hear about this, look, 25-year-old young Australian guy now accepting partners to grow his company to $20 million plus. Opt in if you want to learn more. And they think, okay, great. Opt in. They go to this sales page. I paid about $5,500 for one of the best copywriters in the world to sit down and write about 4 or 5 pages of copy. Simply to write the words. Because this, guys, don't be cheap when you're investing in your own marketing. This is where the money is made, okay? Be cheap in every other place, but not here. This is what gets someone to pull out their credit card and buy. So it's got to be good, especially when you're spending $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month on advertising. They read this. By the time they get to the bottom, they see, look, this is a really good deal. I can get this $10 ebook for $10 and I'm going to learn how to do X, Y, Z. It's a really good deal. They click add to cart, they buy, they get the product. Now, who here wants a copy of this? Who here would like a copy? Well, you know, we printed off about 500 of these this afternoon, so you're all going to get a copy. Right? Yeah. You're all going to get a copy in about 10 minutes. What I want you to do is study it. Study it from the perspective of a marketer looking at a high converting sales funnel. You'll learn a lot from it, but you're all going to get a copy. We deliver the product, but remember what I said before, the fortune is in the follow-up. Guess what? Now we've got an entire 45-day email follow-up sequence behind that. They buy the product day 1, day 2, day 3. We start sending them emails. Look what we do. Week 1, we send them to an automated webinar. And we say, look, here's the inner circle. $97 per month. Would you like to get it? Week 2, Jonathan. I paid Jonathan a small fortune to license Get Traffic 3.0 about 1.5 years ago when I didn't have a whole lot of credibility. I thought, well, Jonathan's got a lot. I'm going to license his product. So I paid him a lot of money, and now I could license and sell his product and also his webinar around it. I got a good deal on it. He doesn't know, but I've sold a lot. Week 3, my email marketing empire. This is my course, and so on and so forth. All of my courses, we've got all of these automated webinars. This took a little while to build, but this is how my sales funnel works. So when I send traffic to this sales funnel, or the Mob License Rights Partners send traffic to this sales funnel, this is what happens on the back end. The OPT formula, that stands for other people's time. If you've ever hired people on Elance or Odesk, and you know how frustrating that can be, this is all about how to do it the right way. And so on. Every time they buy, we have upsells. We say, look, would you like to take this additional program? And we're going to give you a big discount, special one-time offer. We have about 7 of those. Again, guys, I have no guilt about having upsells, no guilt whatsoever. So sometimes people see this and they think, wow, you know, you have like 7 upsells. Isn't that a little bit too much? And I say, no, not at all. This is good stuff. I don't feel bad about it. This is good stuff. That's how you have to feel about it. And then guess what? Our phone team follows up on the back end. See, having a sales funnel like this, when myself and the Mob License Rights Partners have this, guess what? This enables us to pay more than anyone else in this industry for the same leads. because they're worth a lot more to our business. Our average customer value is insanely high compared to a lot of people in this industry. And a big tip for you is to go deep. Don't just go wide, but go deep. With the customers you have, find additional ways to help them, and they will invest a lot more with you. Now, a little bit of information, just so you know. When I got into this industry, I saw that this whole dream of, look, building an online business, sitting on the beach and drinking the cocktails and so on, having the laptop by the side and it would magically make you money, that's what I got in this for. And it didn't quite work out like that. The truth is, building this all yourself, it's a lot of work. You've got merchant fees. Does anyone know what we spent on merchant fees last month? Have a guess. Shout it out. Guess how much? Like just processing credit cards. 15 grand. 15 grand just to process credit cards. Bank fees alone. It's ridiculous. So we have all of these costs. I hired a lawyer 2 months ago, and this is a true story. I thought, well, look, the lawyer guy, he's now my buddy. I can email him and ask my little questions and so on. I sent him an email, and he replied, and he put together a little PDF. I get the invoice 2 weeks later, and he charged me $700 for an email. I thought, you're joking, right? So anyway, what I'm saying is that creating all of this on your own, it's a lot of work. But for me, it's worth it. See, again, I'm 25. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I've got no mortgage. I don't have any commitments besides this business. This is, for me, I dedicate my life to building this and to scaling quickly. I want to take this all the way. And this is really where we are right now. You can see the dates there. This is where we are, and this is where we're going to be. By the end of 2013, this is where we're going to be. We're going to build a $20 million company. All right? That's my goal. You've got to have a big goal for yourself. It's not just some fantasy. This is actually what's going to happen. You're going to see it. I'm saying it here on video. This is actually going to happen. Now, how are we going to do that? Guess how? We're going to make our partners a lot of money in the process. Our MOB license rights partners, we're going to cut them in on the profits and make them a lot of money. We've got to get the right partners on board, though. So here's the thing. You don't build a $20 million company yourself. You've got to leverage the efforts of other people. You've got to get them on board and get everyone motivated towards the same goal that you have. The reason why I got on the plane about 3 days ago, and it took me like 35 hours to get here, including airport stopovers. Number one, I love what Jonathan does, right? And I'm a big fan of him. But also I knew that, look, thousands of people had the opportunity to be here, and you guys were the ones who actually showed up, right? Now, what that means is that you actually made the effort to be here, and that actually says that you are dead serious about doing well in your business. You didn't make some excuse about it. You actually got on a plane or got in your car and actually made the effort of being here. I'll tell you, that's exactly what I did. And if that's the attitude you have, that is how you win in this business. And I thought, well, look, I want to get the best partners on board to become MOB license rights partners. I want talent. And there's a lot of talent in this room. A lot of you are very good marketers, or you're going to be very good in the next year or so. I want to offer you the opportunity to become a MOB license rights partner. So guys, this is what I want to tell you. And I've got to go pretty quickly because I'm running out of time here, but I want to show you, I want to have a whole bunch of you become partners with me and share in the rewards as we go to a $20 million business. This is what is now on offer. My email marketing empire, you can sell this for $194 and you keep 90% commissions. It's a course on email marketing, plus you'll get access to it. How to build a funded proposal. This is for those of you in network marketing. You want to build a sales funnel to bring people into your network marketing business? This is the course that will show you how. You'll have access to this. You can sell it for $175. Futuristic marketing, we came second out of about 15,000 affiliates. If you're interested in knowing how we did that, and knowing how we probably made over $100,000 in commissions, this program shows you my methods. You'll be able to sell this for $291. You keep 90% of the money, plus you will actually have access to the program. Outsourcing, the other people's time formula. You'll have access to this. You'll be able to sell it, 90% of the money. My events, Online Income Revolution. Our phone team will sell this on your behalf. You keep about $500. Add the nitrous, same deal. 10,000 leads in 100 days. This is a 2K program. Every time my phone team sells it on your behalf, you're getting about $1,000 in your pocket. Here's how it works. You're going to become a licensee tonight. Okay? And then you're going to get 90% commissions on all our front-end products that you promote. Everything else I do for you, email follow-up, automated webinars, customer support, merchant fees, phone team, all of that stuff that is really not that fun, we do for you. That's what I do. That's what I dedicate my life to, and that's what I'm pretty good at. My team's very good at that. And all you need to do is send leads. You send good leads, we'll turn them into sales for you. Who's this for? This is really for those of you who you haven't had a lot of results yet because you don't have a high converting sales funnel, but you are willing to put in the time. This isn't some magical push button software solution. You're going to need to put in time getting leads. You don't yet have any of your own products, and you're not at the stage where you want to build your own phone team yet. Who's it not for? You already have this all set up. Maybe it's not for you. If you like calling back your leads and you're pretty good at making these high-ticket sales, probably not for you. And if you think you don't have to do any work with this, probably not for you, because you do. You got to do a little bit of work. But this is really what's on offer. You can license this entire sales funnel, all of my products, everything. So guys, this is really how it breaks down. My lead capture pages, my email follow-up sequence, my upsell funnels. I'm also going to give you 3 bonus one-on-one sessions with one of my consultants. They're going to help you get up and running and getting sales. How to build a funded proposal, all my programs, you get to license them all. When I say this has a real value of over $31,000, I'm not just pulling this out of somewhere. I mean, I'm not just making this up. I'm actually dead serious about that. We could sell this program for $10,000. We could do that and people would pay it, and it would be a good investment to do so. But it would exclude a lot of good partners. So we're not going to do that. Here's what it is. I'm going to give you the license rights to everything, and this is what it is. Tonight only, $19.97. If you want it, go to the back of the room right now and enroll. And I'm going to give you a few little bonuses along the way. Now, if you want to do the payment plan, you can. You can do 4 monthly installments of $5.97. Again, go to the back of the room. These are the bonuses, guys. You want to take action tonight, I'm going to give you 3 strategy sessions with one of my coaches. Their goal is to help you get those first few sales coming in. We want you getting sales. See, the whole point of this is not for me to make the sale. It's for me to get a good partner who goes out there and gets sales. When you get sales, I profit, you profit. We can scale up. So, you're going to have direct access to me in our Facebook groups. If you ever have a question, just let me know. What I want to do, I'm going to quickly, very quickly, because I'm about to run out of time, we're going to hand out the I Am Revolution ebooks, so people could start handing them out. And if you could play the video, just play the video, and I want to show you some results that people have got in the system.
We have partnered with Matt Lloyd in terms of this opportunity. We had to make a choice for our future lives, retirement, if you will. And after making that choice, making a few steps, we found ourselves involved in a little automobile accident, which quite literally broke our necks. So we're here, we're still here.
And prior to our accident, we set up an automated system And then after our nice visit, a month long, in the hospital, we came home. And by the way, here's a picture of us when we came home. So what do you think, folks? What do you think? Is this Man from Mars and Sweet Venus? But when we did come home, we received this email from Matt Lloyd.
And it said, cha-ching! You just made $1,182.
Hi everybody, this is Helen Avery, and I'm here today to do a quick testimonial for you from Matt Lloyd's My Online Business Empire and the Licensing Rights Program. And just today, as I was doing this testimonial, I got this really fun email, and it says, cha-ching! I sold a license right program today for $2,300. So what does that mean? I generated commissions, and this is for the month of November so far. I've got generated commissions of $1,770.31.
The best products are the ones that tend to be a little bit more big ticket items because of the fact that they give you so much value. And to that point, I really didn't find any product that gave me that sense of that kind of value until I came across the Matt Lloyd License Right Program, because just for the sheer fact that they will do all the follow-up for you. Matt Lloyd actually has his own live phone team actually call your leads and close the sale for you, which is huge, because let's face it, in the beginning, as new internet marketers, we really don't have the skills that are necessary to do the sales ourselves or even make our own products. So while we're taking the time to learn those phone skills, learn those follow-up skills, and learn those product creation skills, we could be leveraging a system to make us money while we go, so that when we're ready, we already have a steady income that we've already generated.
Hi, Matt. Just wanted to send a shout out to you for the Online Business Empire Marketing Program. Since I joined the program a few months ago, it's been a really steep learning curve. I haven't made my first million just quite yet, but every 2 weeks I get an email from Pesa telling me that you've sent me some more money. And every 2 weeks, the amount is just a little more.
Hi everyone, my name is Sean. I'm based in Singapore. I just wanted to quickly do a video testimonial for Matt Lloyd's License Rights Program. Now, I've been marketing online for several years now, and I'm always very careful about who I choose or what I choose to promote, because there's not a lot of very good quality products out there. And I personally bought some of Matt's products, and I've gone through them, and I know the quality of his products. That's why I'm confident to promote them. So when I realized that he had a license rights program, it was a no-brainer for me for two main reasons. The first reason is because we get up to 90% commissions for all the upfront products, and reason number two is we also get commissions for subsequent sales, not just from the first sale. So that saves me a lot of time. And another thing that I really do like about it is after you sign up as a licensee, once you log in, Matt actually goes through a whole series of training where he teaches you where to get the best sources of traffic.
What impressed me most was he went into a lot of detail explaining how most of the money is made on the back end, and how he wanted to share that by giving those who bought into the licensee program 90% of whatever sales are made on the back end. And that impressed me and caught my attention. Plus, he also said we didn't have to do any of the follow-up. We just had to drive the leads to his offer, and once they get into the funnel, his guys would follow up on the phone with them. He talked about how the phone system worked, and I had people trained to do this. So for me, it was a no-brainer. All I had to do was drive traffic, and then he also said he had people that would train us and teach us how to drive traffic and generate leads. So I took it up, and got about 400 leads so far, made a bunch of sales, and in short, it's been a great experience for me. I've made more progress in the last month than I've made in the previous 2 years of trying to make some income online. So
hey, Mitch McCarter here. Just wanted to give a quick shout out and testimonial to Matt Lloyd and his license rights program. It's been unreal since I started it. I've never learned more in any other program. I've been in a lot. For 4 years I've been trying to make this internet marketing thing work, and only received tiny little dinky commissions, and until I joined Matt's program, which, you know, the other day I got a phone call from someone on his team asking for my banking information so they could wire me $3,000 commission. So, you know, that's a pretty fun day.
All right. Thank you. So guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Basically, I would love to have you in the License Rights program. I would love to have you as a partner, and I would love to share in the $20 million that we do. If you would like to come and partner with me, simply go to the back of the room and let me know. But basically, just to sum up, and then I've got to get off because I'm way over time. This industry comes down to really a very simple equation. That is traffic plus conversions equals sales. What I'm giving you here is the ultimate conversion model. Combine those two things and you have sales. The reason why I want you on board here, so we can scale together, right? This isn't about me getting a sale. This is about me getting a partner and scaling right up to the next level. So just think, you can spend a few years of your life like I have, and it's been worth it, but it's been a lot of hard work. You can create all of this, or you can license what I've done. You can license my entire systems, my products, and simply focus on one thing and one thing only, and that's sending highly targeted leads. So that's it, guys. If you want to get involved, go to the back. I'm going to be at the back of the room tonight and all tomorrow. Come and talk to me if you want. I'd love to meet you. But thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to Jonathan, and I better get off the stage. I'm a little bit over. Thank you very much. Thank you.